G'day, Paul here, and we're continuing our look at John, the Gospel of John, and we've been looking at the various I ams, like I am the bread, I am the light, I am the door, I am the good shepherd that Jesus said he was, I am the resurrection and the life, I am the way, and I am the vine. Well, we're in John chapter 11, and from verse 21, it's about the resurrection of Lazarus. Verse 21, Lord, Martha said to Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask. And Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. And Martha answered, I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Yes, Lord, she replied, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is to come into the world. And then in the rest of that part of that chapter, you can see that Jesus called out to Lazarus, and he come out with his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen and cloth around his face. So he's walked out of the tomb. And Jesus said to them, take off the grave clothes and let him go. And this really is a turning point in terms of his destiny, because the people who heard about this resurrection of the dead came to find out more about Jesus, and there were far more people came to follow him. And reading on from chapter 11, from verse 47, then the chief priests and the Pharisees called a meeting of the Sanhedrin. What are we accomplishing? They asked. Here is this man performing many signs, and if we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him, and then the Romans will come and take away both our temple and our nation. Then one of them, named Caiaphas, who was high priest that year, spoke up. He says, you know nothing at all. You do not realize that it is better for you that one man die for the people than that the whole nation perish. He did not say this on his own, but as high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for the Jewish nation. And not only for that nation, but also for the scattered children of God, to bring them together and make them one. So from that day on, they plotted to take his life. So they really got worried and disturbed after Jesus is now raising people from the dead. And of course, more and more people are coming to follow this new leader, this Messiah. And not only were they going to try and kill Jesus, but they also wanted to kill Lazarus. And let's get rid of this terrible thing that's happened in our midst, trying to erase it. But it's interesting that Caiaphas, the high priest, the equivalent of the Pope in the Catholic Church, he was, for that year, he was the high priest, and God actually allowed this prophecy to come out of his mouth that Jesus would die for the whole nation and bring people from all over the world in a unifying way into the children of God, or the family of God. So even though Caiaphas was questionable in his nature, he was actually used by God. I mean, if God can use a donkey to speak for him, he can use a high priest to speak for him. And that is a fascinating part of this journey in the I am. So Jesus is saying, I am the resurrection and the life. So if you want to follow more of our Bible study, then just click on the button at the end of this video and it will take you to the next section of our study of John. Meantime, you stay in the Word, and may the Word stay in you. You have a great day.